episode for Tuesday, March 14th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET is what you need to win. Bet $100, get $100 at wynnbet.com, or download the WynnBET app and start winning today. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the D-Gen Dance. Yes, our March Madness Bankroll Contest is back. Free to enter, and $1,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. Plus, we've got first half under bingo. Enter both contests on the SGPN app, which is free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. So grab that thing today. And remember, as always, to let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the College Basketball Experience Preview and Picks Edition for Tuesday, March 14th. And maybe, shout out to all the YouTube channels. Maybe you're saying, hey, what is going on here? Yes, we are live from Las Vegas. And if you're wondering just who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
I'm not used to the soundboard on the right side of things. My apologies, but yes, I do know that human being and fish can coexist peacefully. Not sure that Pick Dundee and the soundboard on the right can coexist peacefully. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bob Huggins at West Virginia and Frank Martin at South Carolina, host of the NFL Gambling Podcast, host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre. What is up, brother?
What is up, man? Vegas, 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 baby. Here we are. Let's go.
I mean, there's a big graphic behind us. Something we were doing must have worked out. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Sports Gambling Podcast and the D-Gen army that we have there. I see YouTube rolling along. And look, you're thinking, hey, what is this? This is a pick show for college basketball. There's no games tonight on Monday the 13th, but Tuesday the 14th, there are two NCAA tournament play-in games, and of course we have the NIT. We deep dive on the college basketball experience, so you better believe we're going to have you covered, whether it's the NIT, the CBI, the CIT. It doesn't even matter. It could just be a random game played right now. I don't know. We're going to find out what's going on, and I'm excited. I've already placed a bet on the NIT. Have you done that yet yourself?
Oh yeah. I got in on some NIT action, but I got in on the play-in games before the NIT, and I think the audience might know which side I'm on.
Oh, I got a feeling too. I got a feeling too. All right, well, look, we don't have any. We traditionally go with the game balls from the previous night, but there is none.
Yep.
Because we didn't have college basketball, essentially today. So let's just hop right into this thing. Game 216 seeds going at it in Dayton, Ohio, one of the greatest cities as far as I'm concerned, because they play these play-in games there all the time. Southeast Missouri State, SEMO, as you know, SEMO money. Mm-hmm. I've been living off SEMO money ever since they won the Ohio Valley Tournament. They are taking on Texas A&M Corpus Christi, who was in the NCAA tournament last year in this same very spot. Corpus Christi is laying 4 points. This game is on True TV. Do not adjust your televisions. People that traditionally like to watch True TV might be a bit surprised, but hey, you'll get a hell of a basketball game out of it. A&M Corpus Christi is laying 4. Mm-hmm. I'm curious what you're doing here, because I feel like SEMO treated us so good, but at the same time, when you look at the analytics, the experience factor, all in Texas A&M Corpus Christi's favor. That did it for me. I laid the 4 with them, despite SEMO being my darling and cashing that ticket to win the Ohio Valley. What did you do here?
This is your yearly reminder. Check your TV guide and make sure you still have True TV. That's what everybody's doing. Be like, oh, shit, the game's on True TV. Let me make sure I still have that channel. I'm with you. I like Corpus Christi because of the experience. This is the first game, so there's going to be a lot of nerves. I think everybody, like this first game, there's a lot of jitters. So I'm going to side with the team that's been in this spot before last year. Steve Lutz in year number 2's won back-to-back now. They came up just short against Texas Southern, who's become a yearly special on that playing game. So I'll side with the Islanders over SEMO here because of the experience factor.
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do here. We are playing the first half under on that, as you know.
Yes.
That's a ritual here at the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Take the first half under on every single first-round NCAA tournament game, including the play-in games. Okay, the second tournament game, obviously the one I think everyone knows. I don't even know why I'm going to ask you, but the one for me is Pitt, Mississippi State. Traditionally, I feel like throughout this college basketball season, I have kind of faded Mississippi State when they're not playing in Starkville. They struggle to score the ball. They can go through long droughts without scoring, which always scares me when taking them outside of Starkville, Mississippi. However, you got the Pitt Panthers, who I guess, you make the case they didn't belong in the NCAA tournament. You are a West Virginia fan. That should be noted. Jeff Capel's first time in the tournament, I think, since he was coach of VCU probably. I don't know, did he ever get in with Oklahoma? I feel like they disappointed so much.
He did with Blake Griffin.
He did?
But,
okay.
But half of the stuff got negated because of allegations. Yeah.
One of those. Okay, Capel, it's still been a while for Jeff Capel.
Yeah.
Remember, he was on the hot seat coming into the season. Pitt's catching 2.5. I'm still going to take Mississippi State because I believe the coaching advantage is my complete handicap on this. Yes, am I terrified of a potential 5 to 6 minute drought where Mississippi State doesn't score the ball? Sure. But Mississippi State plays elite defense. Chris Jans always treated me well. Remember, he was the assistant on that Greg Marshall team at Wichita State that got them to the Final Four. Also, last year, look back at last year, New Mexico State gets it done against UConn. They almost knock off Arkansas. Back a couple years before that, they should have knocked off Auburn in the first round of the tournament if New Mexico State could hit a free throw. I just think I trust that pedigree with Chris Jans here. So I know you're happy that I'm saying this.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I a genius for taking Mississippi State here, and what are you doing? I know what you're doing, but yes.
Well, everybody knows what side I'm on, and not just because it's Pitt, but I think this is a really bad matchup for Pitt. They struggle with teams that are physical. You just look at what they did in the non-conference. VCU, they got beat in Brooklyn. West Virginia, I've reminded every Pitt fan what happened when they played a physical team that night. West Virginia won by 30. I think this is a really bad matchup for Pitt because of Mississippi State's athleticism, their length, their athletes, and I just think Chris Jans is a much better coach than Jeff Capel in a one-game setting. I can't get. Well, I'm not going to get behind Pitt, but I love the matchup for Mississippi State. They went through their lumps in early January, but they've come on strong in February and down the stretch. So hey, I have my first bet was fade the ACC parlay 52-1, where I got all the money lines against the ACC going 0-5.
What's that? Oral Roberts against Duke, Mississippi State against Pitt, Miami. Drake against Miami, the Hurricanes. Furman against Virginia. Who am I forgetting? NC State, Creighton.
Michael
Which,
Creighton.
by the way, my wife earlier today, she picked. I said, out of all these games, which team do you like? I didn't tell her. She doesn't know anything really about college basketball, right? She has no idea that I don't like NC State. She picked Creighton as the one team, so I got to put a future in on the Creighton Blue Jays. But, yes, I just think Mississippi State, I just trust Chris Jans. I trust the brand of coaching that his teams have. He's got some guys on that team that were with him in Las Cruces last season and the year prior. So I'm on Mississippi State minus 2.5.
And one last thing. I got to say this right in the camera. Pitt fans, you got 24 hours until your season's over. Eat shit, Pitt. Lock up. Hail State, baby. Let's go.
There we go. Hail State. Shout out to our guy, Mike Leach. Rest in peace. All right, before we get to the NIT, yes, we are talking every single game in the NIT. Shout out to the guy in the chat who also said, nice toupee, Colby. Yes, been working on this one for a while. Yeah, we're brought to you by the college basketball experience is brought to you by WinBet. Yes, WinBet is the official online sports book of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and WinBet is now live in Massachusetts and a ton of other states. Be on the lookout for WinBet. Win Happy Hour each Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. During WinBet's Win Hour, marquee games of the week will have better odds on WinBet, giving you a larger payout opportunity. And March Madness is here, so there's so many ways to win betting on the big dance, a.k.a. college basketball. Sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100, get $100, limited to state availability. And, of course, for our DGens only, if you hit the biggest long shot parlay of the week, you get a $1,000 free credit. There's so much to choose from, and all you have to do is head over to winbet.com or download the WinBet app. Offer subject to change, terms and conditions. Winbet.com must be 21 or older. Present state WinBet is available. If you or somebody knows a game or problem, call 1-800-522-4700. We're also brought to you by March Madness and our contest here at SGPN. Yes, the DGen dance is out. Come cut a rug with us, because our March Madness bankroll contest is back. Free to enter, and $1,000 in cash and prizes is up for grabs. Plus, we've got first half under bingo, where you can win a SGPN gift card. Enter both contests on the SGPN app, which is free to download in the App Store or Google Play Store. So grab that thing today, and remember, as always, to let it ride. All right, we are back. College basketball. You know, it feels weird, no games on today. But we got a slew of them tomorrow. You might not hear about these games as much, but we love all 363 college basketball teams. So we got NIT action. That stands for not in the tournament. Yes, Toledo, Michigan. Noah Beanick's on a flight out here. Or I'd ask for some analysis here. But you got to wonder, is Juwan Howard happy with the way this season's turned out? You know, obviously he can't be. So from a motivational side, you got questions. Is Hunter Dickinson coming back? You know, I think that's a big question to ask right now. Is he going to be, back on the team next year? NIL potentially could bring him back like they brought him back this year. But the Toledo Rockets, despite losing to East Carolina, which obviously I understand why they lost that game, they've been a very good team all year. Toledo's getting 6. This is, and by the way, these games are on campus, people. These are all on campus, so Toledo's getting 6. I'm on the Rockets, man. I'm taking the 6. The motivational side, I just can't see it right now with Michigan. I think Toledo's still playing for something. They want to prove that every team that's in the NIT, I was on Xavier last year to win the NIT. They did. They want to prove that the committee got it wrong. But I especially love the smaller schools here, because they have that chip on the shoulder. If you're Michigan, you saw North Carolina decline the NIT. I think you have, some of these bigger brands that are like, okay. That's why I like Toledo plus 6. What are you doing here?
I love Toledo here. And, I mean, yeah, they're disappointed that they lost to Kent State in the final, but they had a great year, 27-7. We already saw Michigan drop a home game against a MAC team this year against Central Michigan.
Yeah.
Toledo's in a whole different class. I definitely like the action here. And I think you sprinkle some on the money line, because I think Toledo, what better way to get up after you had a disappointing game against Kent State than going to a Big Ten powerhouse or big-name powerhouse and picking them off in the opening round of the NIT.
Yeah, love it. We also have a battle going on. Next up, we go to Birmingham, Alabama, where Southern Miss, I thought Southern Miss was going to win the Sun Belt. Coming into it, I said, man, I haven't seen a Southern Miss team look this good since Clarence Weatherspoon. UAB is laying 9 in Birmingham against Southern Miss. Here's the question I ask you. UAB has a ton of players that were transfers from P5s. Are they happy to be here?
I don't think so. I think this is a big-time disappointment. And the way that they got drilled in the final, too. I mean, Florida Atlantic just punked them from start to finish.
Yeah, but so the question, because if this was a tournament game, this was the NCAA tournament, I actually think I would lay the 9 with UAB.
Agreed.
But the fact I worry, how much are they motivated for this? Jelly Walker's thinking about the NBA, I think. Give me Southern Miss, the Golden Eagles, to fly high against the Blazers. I don't know that they win this one on the money line, but I definitely like them with the points here. You hear that? That's our Eagles flying high. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I like the Eagles as well. I think they're going to be motivated to play in this spot because they, like Toledo, had a great year with Jay Ladner, coach there. They finished, 25-7. I know they got picked off in the conference tournament. They were one of many one seeds that unfortunately had the great season. But one of the perks of winning the regular season is if you get picked off in your tournament, you go to the NIT. So I think they're motivated, and, yeah, I think this is a game. So I'll take the points.
Yeah, we also have Hofstra Rutgers going on in Piscataway at the they call this the Jersey Mike's Arena. Chat actually, I'm struggling to find a line on this one at the moment.
I'm seeing Rutgers minus 7.5.
Ooh, 7.5. Give me Hofstra. Give me Hofstra here.
Yeah,
I think Hofstra. I think I would have loved to see both these teams in the NCAA tournament, but Rutgers. I feel like actually got robbed. But I do believe they're not playing at such an elite level with the loss of Mag. I think Hofstra covers this. Give me Speedy Claxton to cover this because Rutgers might want to prove a point. I still think Hofstra can come in there and cover this. What are you doing here?
I agree with you again. I mean, we're taking all these dogs in. I feel like we have the same narrative of the dog is more motivated than the favorite. Aaron Estrada, I mean, he's a New York kid. That Hofstra – Rutgers regional battle here. Yeah. I think that this is a get-up spot for
Super
the Pride.
Bowl. They're like, hey, you know what? We get the stick it to them. They didn't recruit me? Okay, we'll see about this. Yep. I you got to take Hofstra there, the Flying Dutchman. Okay, let's move along to one that I've already personally bet. Villanova is a 3-point dog at Liberty, taking on the Flaming Libs. Do the Flaming Libs, I mean, obviously they have Darius McGee, who's one of the best players in college basketball. It's a shame we don't see him in the NCAA tournament. But I would argue that besides him, they're not a super elite team. Yes, this building gets lit. Yes, the Flaming Libs have a great fan base. But Villanova, since they got Justin Moore, I know we ate shit on taking them, in the Big East tournament. But I think they're playing a lot better since they got Justin Moore. I already bet this on the money line. I know it's probably going to be chalky. I feel like probably everyone's going to get in on this. I just think Villanova's going to stick it to them, and I believe in the culture. I don't think they're going to turn it off just because it's the NIT. I believe in the culture that Villanova has. I got Nova on the money line. Ride this thing out with me, plus 140. What are you doing here, Mac?
So we finally disagree. I think the Flamin' Libs, I think that place is going to be bonkers. We've seen it in football when they get high majors that come in. I think it was Syracuse, and they just beat them down.
They beat Virginia Tech.
Yep. So I think it's another spot. Richie McKay, Darius McGee, kind of a senior night where you get a Power 5 team. Villanova, on the verge of being a blue blood, comes to Lynchburg.
But couldn't you argue this could be a get-up game for Nova to prove that, man, if we had Justin Moore all year, we have a chip on our shoulder, let's go win the NIT and basically prove the world wrong that Kyle Neptune, because people are saying, Kyle Neptune's first year, it's been rocky. I think they have more to prove that. I get it. North Carolina turns it down. Michigan's in this. Who knows how motivated they are? Some of the other teams that are in this, who knows how motivated they are? But I actually believe that Villanova will be motivated.
I think Nova will be motivated as well, but I think that's how good Liberty is. I think Liberty is almost on the verge of a Power 5 in terms of that environment and the way that they've recruited under Richie McKay. So I think Villanova, I think everybody knows that if they had Justin Moore, they would have been an NCAA tournament team. I don't think they're overly motivated in this one.
They're going to get it done. Lock fight. That game's on ESPN, too. There we go. All right, folks. Before we get to the rest of the NIT games, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Fantasy is heating up for March Madness. College Pick'em is a great way to get on all the action, especially if your bracket's busted after day one. Hey, I did this last year. I was dumb enough to say, hey, I think Kentucky's going to play for the national championship. And then this team called the Peacocks came out and ruined my bracket in the first 2 days. So guess what I did there? I hopped over to Underdog Fantasy. And what's great also about Underdog Fantasy is they also have your favorite college basketball player props, which I'm always looking forward to get into it. Look, if you deep dive like us, which I know a lot of our fans out there, you're looking for an edge on that, get on over there. Sometimes your state doesn't offer that. Head over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. All right, we are in the thick of this. We have a lot of fun going on in the NIT. Bradley heading to Madison, Wisconsin. I can hear Jump Around being played now. Can the Braves go in to Madison and take care of business? They're getting 3 points. Now, this one, is Greg Gard, is there any chance that he's going to be fired? Like, is this a spot where Wisconsin rallies for their coach? Or because I kind of like the Bradley angle here, but if there is a situation here where the team likes Greg Gard, which I don't know that they do, but I'm saying, could that scare me off? Do you think that's a storyline in this game?
I think it could. I think, man, Greg Gard, everybody's kind of turned on him this year. He's done a good job. I know people want to see more of a modern offense, but it's Wisconsin, man. It's their culture. They play to their strengths. They are what they are. I mean,
most serial killers by state.
Yes,
ever.
No doubt.
So get a couple serial killers on the hardwood, win a few games.
They got a lot of white guys that are going to play their brand of basketball. It is what it is. On Wisconsin. But in this matchup, man, is this a get-up spot for Bradley again?
I think it is.
Because of a regional matchup.
Yeah. I think, Bradley's in what? I know last year someone shit on me for saying Bradley was in Chicago. It's not. It's in Peoria.
Yeah.
But I still think Bradley gets it done. Bradley +3 is the play. I wouldn't be surprised if they won this on the money line.
No, I think Bradley 25-9, kind of like these other ones with Southern Miss.
Yeah. I don't know about Southern Miss winning it though.
Yeah.
But I like Bradley to potentially win this game.
Yeah, I think the line's telling you that. I mean, they're only laying 3.5 to Badgers. And we have a rule here on the college basketball experience. You don't lay points with Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Too many white guys.
White guy algorithm.
Yeah.
You cannot lay too many points with that. We know Bradley's also a team that can play great defense too, which I feel like caters right to the style of play Wisconsin plays. I think Bradley gets away with it. Next up, we got E-Dub, Eastern Washington. How did they won 19 straight games or something, 18 straight games in the Big Sky. But it came crashing down when Northern Arizona hit a game winner that you called, my friend.
Oh,
you called that one there. Eastern Washington is catching 10.5 in Pullman against Washington State. Okay. Don't do this to me. That is way.
Another regional battle.
Cheney, Washington is like right up the road from Pullman. It is right up the road. I am all over Eastern Washington here. Give me the 10.5. Sprinkle the +1,000, plus 430. I just think this is a great spot for E-Dub. What are you doing here?
I'm with you. I'll ride this with you as well. I mean, this is what's good about the NIT. You get so many of these regional battles where you won't see this in the non-con because Washington State won't play in Eastern Washington. Wisconsin won't play a Bradley, or Villanova won't play a Liberty. So we're going to get to see some nice regional battles here.
Yeah, that's true.
Hofstra Rutgers, too. Yeah, so I like the points, bring some on the money line.
I want to say last year E-Dub beat Wazoo. I don't think it was this year. I think last year E-Dub went into Pullman and beat Wazoo.
You are correct. Yeah, 76-71.
That memory, still doing it for me. Final game of the night, and I'm curious if you have a line on this one. I am not seeing this right now.
Which one's this?
Seton Hall heading to Boulder, Colorado. This is not a regional battle. I think it's not a regional battle. Newark, New Jersey to Boulder, Colorado. Do you have a line on this?
Yeah, Buffs are laying 4.5.
Buffs are laying 4.5. Well, that's a far trip, man. And as much as I like Shaheen Holloway and what they're building at Seton Hall, it's too many points. Now, KJ Simpson, let's check on the injury report here. Obviously, the star point guard for the Buffs missed the Pac-12 tournament. Game time decision is what I'm seeing, him and Javon Ruffin for the Buffs. But same situation. Seton Hall's got a slew of guys as well. It's a game time decision. Kadari Richmond, one of their better players. Also Trey Jackson, both game time decisions for Seton Hall. You know what I do in this situation, buddy? You know what I do, and you know who I am. So watch me go. There we go. Get on that saddle. They're not used to the altitude, man.
I agree.
It's going to fuck with them.
Yeah, them Jersey guys.
Yeah.
This is a different trip. They might want to get some skiing in because they're going to get eliminated here. get their money worth for the trip. I'm with you. Let's go Buffs.
There we go. Ride it. Let's go, folks. All right, well, that's our slate, but let's recap our locks here. All right? I'm locking up the Colorado Buffaloes. You know me, I'm a Colorado guy, folks, all right? Well, I'm not from Colorado, but I've been a Buff fan my whole life. The altitude play, I think KJ Simpson gets up for this plays. They got the #1 recruit coming in the nation coming next year. It's about momentum. It's about what the program is building. So, give me the Buffs as one of my locks. I am also locking up, I'm going to lock up Mississippi State just because I just think you got to bet on the field of 68. We only have 2 games. I'm locking up both of them because this is the NCAA tournament, folks. I'm betting on Mississippi State. First half under is going to cash too. Give me Hail State. That's one for Coach Leach there, our friend. I'm also locking up Villanova on the money line plus 140 against the Flamin' Libs. And I'm also locking up Texas A&M Corpus Christi minus the 3.5 or 4, depending on where you're getting that at. And as my final lock, give me Hofstra and the points. I think they get up against Rutgers. Mac, what you locking up, brother?
I will lead it off. I'll start the NIT real quick. I'll lock up Toledo in the points at Michigan. I think that's too big a number. I'll go Hofstra at Rutgers, the regional battle. I think we're lock battling here. I got the Flamin' Libs against Villanova.
Please.
So I'll take the Libs here to get it done.
Insult me here. Here, let's get this going here. In one corner, pick Dundee. Riding with Villanova in the other corner. Moneyline Mac riding with the Flamin' Libs. Something's got to give. Continue your locks.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
if my final one in the NIT's Eastern Washington, I think that's too big a number.
I'm on that too. I'm on that too. Give me
We'll ride that together.
Yeah.
And, we got to lock up both NCAA tournament games because this is the NCAA tournament. So I am locking up Corpus Christi with the experience and, of course, Hail State. And for one last time this season, eat shit Pitt.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, folks. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back every single night that there's college basketball games. That's what we do on the College Basketball Experience. Make sure you subscribe, all right? And also, smash that like button. I see the chat talking about it. Like the podcast. Also, right now, get on over to Spotify. Subscribe. All right, what are you doing? All right, let's take 5 seconds. Timeout. Commercial timeout right now. Subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe on Spotify. We're going to pause for 5 seconds. Subscribe. Yes, subscribe. Also, check out the College Football Experience podcast, the College Baseball Experience podcast. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience. Subscribe over there. Check out all of Moneyline Mac's work. He is the host of the NFL Gambling Podcast. He is the host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Check out both of those shows. I think you'll dig them. And also check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. As always, we're going to be here. We got a special guest tomorrow that I'm excited to interview with those guys over there. So check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to them as well. Get the SGPN app in the App Store, Google Play Store. And also come talk college hoops with us in the Discord. Really any sport. It could be badminton going on in New Delhi. We got you covered. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. And, until tomorrow. This is March, as John Rothstein says, and this is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
One time for the road. Sit back and recline. I've been chilling out on the beach. Couple lemonade. Can't surf, so I stare at the waves.